Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to look for an angle to the race that might be the path to finding the winner. Well, some good racing here on Sunday at Sha Tin. The first race I'm going to look at is race 7, where our winning factor is the draw. So this is a cracking good 1200 metre class 2, a race featuring some talented horses that are going to win group races through their careers. And we have Flying Ace, he's coming out of the Hong Kong Sprint where he ran well. A Raging Blizzard, Wunderbar and Gorgeous Win are all future group horses. James Tack is down in the weights here and going well. And Swift Ascend, he's been the poster boy for the new trainer David Eustace this season with 3 wins in lesser grade. So this race isn't a pushover for any of the runners, but we did get to see 3 of the main chances here clash in a race a couple of weeks ago. This is race 286. In gate 5 is the winner, Raging Blizzard, blue with striped sleeves. Out wider we have Gorgeous Win in red colours, who goes back to the rear, and out brilliantly from gate 11, the favourite Wunderbar in light blue yellow cap, and he's showing the gate speed we often see from him. But this was a race chock full of pace. Zach Purton has a look for the lead during the very fast first 400 metre split, but eventually has to admit it's too hard and steadies behind, but the damage is pretty much done. Raging Blizzard sits further back, Gorgeous Win is behind him, so they have plenty left at the end and surge home into the Quinella as Wunderbar is understandably tired. Now for me that looks like the key lead-up race, but when we go to the map for the race on Sunday, it looks a little bit different. Although there is other speed in the race from co-partner Prance and possibly James Tack, and full credit out wider, this time they would be the ones burning fuel to get forward and across, like we saw with Wunderbar last time. Now Wunderbar begins so fast, you saw there, that certainly makes the task difficult for others to get around him from his inside gate this time. But if it does come to that, I doubt he has to fight for the front necessarily, and Purton does have an option from this gate to trail as well. Neither Raging Blizzard nor Gorgeous Win has a tough ask on the map either, so they're still in contention, but it sure looks a different kind of assignment for Wunderbar. So the tip from me in race 7 is Wunderbar. His winning factor, the draw. Now, I think probably too much has been made of his 2 out of 2 record versus Ka Ying Rising when they were both immature 3-year-olds. But he is certainly a great talent nevertheless, with group races in his future as well. His great record took a beating last time in the replay that we saw. That was his first time unplaced. But from a better draw on Sunday, I think he gets his chance to put the record straight. The second race I want to look at on Sunday is race 10, and the winning factor here, the winner up in class. So we're seeing some pretty good class 3 races lately with a lot of 4-year-olds trying to put down credentials for the Classic Series, and this is another one. And I think the aspirational 4-year-olds are going to hold most of the attention. Yes, Kaholo Angel has a chance and he's a 5-year-old, but I think most of the attention will be on the John Size trained Bundle Award and the impressive last start class 4 winners, Packing Angel and New Future Folks. So if we go back a couple of starts with New Future Folks and Packing Angel, they were in the same race in November, and 2 short price favourites they were in fact, and both were beaten after getting involved in a speed duel. At their next starts they ran in different races, they were ridden differently, and they certainly atoned for that defeat. Firstly, race 241, gate 13, blue and white hoops, and Packing Angel is one of the first out of the gates for Zach Purton, but after getting into that speed duel last time, Purton is happy to let the pace go. The speed is only average this time, but he gets into midfield, 3 wide with cover, before the speed drops out of the race on the circle. And then they sprint hard up front down the straight, which should have made the job more difficult for Packing Angel, but he quickens brilliantly, brushes aside a pretty handy runner-up in Legend St Paul's, and Purton throttles down before the post. And for New Future Folks, his redemption came just as impressively. This is race 264. He's in gate 3, yellow and brown, red cap. New Future, folks, begins well for Ben Thompson, who gives him the perfect run tucking in behind the leader here. The pace is only moderate through this race before the sprint home. New Future, folks, travels very easily and is really never going to be beaten before letting down a strong sprint to clear away and give nothing else a chance. Now, both of those horses in Class 4 putting up the performances that had been expected of them when they'd met the time before, and now they make it up to Class 3. And it was in Class 3 that the expectations certainly weren't that high when Bundle Award made his Hong Kong debut last start, despite having a very good record in Australia of 3 wins from 4 starts. This is race 285. He's in gate 13 here, also with Ben Thompson riding in pink and green colours, green cap. Now, he jumps okay, but the lead pace here is quite solid. There are no options really for Thompson but to go back and try and get in, but it just doesn't happen. Bundle Award gets stuck 3 and 4 wide on the track at the rear, always a tough position to come from. He could have been excused for having nothing left in the straight, but despite that hard run, he applies himself well. Sure, the leaders are tiring and coming back to him in the straight, but he does catch the eye fighting on into midfield. Now, when we go to the map for Sunday's race, all of these runners look like they're going to get the right sort of run. There is good speed inside, outside and through the middle of the draw. Bundle Award draws in now, and not only should he get a softer trip, but I think we'll see him quite a bit closer to the lead. New Future, folks, he's shown that he can race right up front, and Packing Angel got back in the win that we saw from gate 13, but had shown very good early speed previously, and from gate 6 here, I'm sure that Purton will want to be a bit closer and not letting his main rivals get too much of a start. So not much between these 3 on the map, and I don't think there's a great deal between them in their form. They all bring pretty good form, so perhaps the winning factor here, the key to the race, is Francis Loy, the trainer of Packing Angel. So this is a look at trainers with winners rising in class at their next start, and Loy has really distinguished himself as far and away the best achiever at this in the last 10 years. Not only does he have the best strike rate of these horses, but miles ahead of market expectation, and that is something very appealing to us as bettors. So the tip from me in race 10, Packing Angel. His winning factor, the winner up in class. And he's not the only winner up in class, but certainly in a tough competitive race, I think that record of Francis Loy with these types of horses is something that sets him apart and gives him the edge on Sunday. Well, that's it from the winning factor this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.